My name is Marley Wallace. I work as a Special Events and Promotions Manager at an amusement park called Coney Island here in Cincinnati, Ohio. I'm pursuing my Master's in Sports Media and Branding because I love the field of entertainment and hospitality marketing, and I think that the sports industry is a great template to learn the skills to excel in that field. I chose the book The 5 Dysfunctions of a Team by Patrick Lencioni, and it was a great read. I'd encourage everyone to take a look, as anyone who will ever work in an office setting will benefit from the lessons this book gives. The author firmly believes in the power of a strong team and the impact it can make on an organization. The book overviewed the 5 dysfunctions in a storytelling format, using a fictional organization as the template to showcase how each dysfunction worked and how to overcome them. I found that the storytelling format was much more engaging and made it easier to understand how each dysfunction plays out within the workplace. The book followed the fictional organization called Decision Tech over a period of 1 year. During this year, the CEO was demoted and a new CEO was brought in to revamp the organization. Decision Tech had some of the leading technology, a fair amount of cash, and some of the most well-experienced executive staff you can find in the Valley. All of this, yet, the company was not finding success. The executive staff was a weak team that exemplified all of the following dysfunctions. The first of the 5 dysfunctions is the absence of trust. This grows from a team's unwillingness to be vulnerable within their group. Not being transparent with their wishes for the project, department, organization as a whole, etc., makes it impossible to build a foundation of trust. Alternatively, not being open about their mistakes and shortcomings will also cause this issue. The second dysfunction is fueled when the first dysfunction begins to show. A fear of conflict is caused by team members who lack trust. Teams who cannot engage in active conflict and debate will never solve top priority issues because comments will not be fueled by passion. Rather, they will not exist at all, as team members who do not trust each other will not feel comfortable voicing their opinions. Because there's no conflict had, the third dysfunction of lack of commitment appears. Team members will rarely, if ever, buy in and commit to a decision as they are not given an opportunity to have passionate and open debate. Passionate and open debate often lead to a strong choice that takes the project, department, organization, etc. in the right direction. Due to this constant lack of commitment, team members develop an avoidance of accountability, the fourth dysfunction. As decisions are not being made, team members are left to guide their departments in ways they see fit. There are no cohesive measures being taken and mistakes will begin to be made. Because of a strong foundation of a lack of trust, team members don't feel comfortable calling out each other on mistakes being made. This will continue the cycle of mediocrity. The fifth dysfunction becomes evident when all the other dysfunctions come together. Inattention to results occur when team members do not see the well-being of their team as the priority, but their individual needs or even the needs of their division as their priority. Each dysfunction fuels the other that will result in a mess that even the smartest, most experienced will have trouble unraveling. The fictional organization posed in the book was best suited for coming out of this mess because, as stated, they had strong technology, plenty of cash, and well-experienced executives. Not all companies will be set up for success in the same way Decision Tech was. Many companies will fail if one or more of these dysfunctions is allowed to fester within a team. While this seems like a basic way of putting very large and messy corporate issues, these problems are the root of many dysfunctional and unhealthy organizations. If looked at closely, you can likely find one or more dysfunction within any company you choose. This book's done a great job of helping me understand my current team a little better and will shape how I assess problems in the future and how I hope to someday lead a team. I've had very little experience with corporate leadership, and what experience I have had has always been supervised. I've always understood the value of a team, but now have an even greater appreciation for a strong and cohesive team. I'll definitely be on the lookout for these dysfunctions as I progress further in my career. Knowing how to break down the issues of a team, I can definitely see some of these dysfunctions within my own organization. I'd say that anyone who will ever work in an office setting should read this book. No matter how small or large your organization is, no matter what product you're creating, these dysfunctions can rear their head. Being aware of the key issues that can crop up within your team will help stop them from ever happening. Especially as young professionals, knowing how to stop these problems from happening will be very impressive to your future supervisors. You're always going to be part of a team, whether you're a supervisor or an employee. No matter what discipline you're in, I think this book's a must-read. Some of the best quotes that I found from the book are, "Trust is knowing when a team member does push you, they're doing it because they care about the team." I think that having this trust will help to produce the best work. Great teams do not hold back with one another. They're unafraid to air their dirty laundry. They admit their mistakes, their weaknesses, and their concerns without fear of reprisal. This one's hard to stick to because it's not in our nature to admit fault. I'd like to remember this quote when things get hard at work. If you could get all the people in an organization rowing in the same direction, you can dominate any industry, in any market, against any competition, at any time. This one definitely applies to me today. 5 years ago, Coney Island, my place of work, was the place to be. Our season passes were the highest they'd ever been, and all our guests were thrilled to be with the park. Then, the general manager was let go, and close after, our president quit. They've never been replaced, and our attendance numbers have gone down every year since. Since I've joined, I've seen a massive amount of turnover, more closed doors, and whispered voices than I ever expected to experience in the first 2 years of my professional career. From the stories I'm told, it's clear that what made our business so successful was a close-knit team who put the company's success first. I think about those days whenever I feel down about the job and work towards getting back to those days. This book gave me great new ideas on how I want to be a leader. Being strong when it comes to making decisions will be my first change. Like most, I struggle to stand my ground when it comes to sticking up for my thoughts and opinions. I'd like to be firmer in my opinions, and hopefully, from this, my coworkers will feel more motivated to say what they are thinking. I'd love to experience more lively conversations at work because I think I work in a great organization that can bring fun new ideas to the table if we were just to have more in-depth conversations. Thoroughly enjoyed this leadership module as it forced me to think about my career and career's future in a way that I'd not before. I previously only thought about the new experiences and jobs that I wanted to have, but now I'm thinking more about what type of employee I want to be. This new way of thinking will help in interview processes as I'll be able to better understand the people who are interviewing me and can hopefully show them the perfect candidate they're looking for. I love writing my leadership philosophy because I was able to envision myself as a leader in the future, and it made me excited to continue to grow as a professional. In the coming years, I hope to apply the 5 values of advancement, collaboration, competency, friendship, and recognition to my growth as a professional. I've chosen these values as I believe they will be best suited to support my growth as a strong and independent leader. Continuing to read books such as Lencioni's The 5 Dysfunctions of a Team will help me to decide if my leadership style is working or if I need to tweak how I'm leading. I hope to help other young professionals towards the path of success and make it simple for them by giving them the tools I was given. Always tweaking my leadership philosophy to align with the changes I need to make to continue to be a strong leader will be important for success. Always staying conscious of my actions will hopefully help me achieve all my goals.